Welcome to your Mortgage Insider update for this week. We close out the month of July, start the month of August with a lot of big items coming down the pipe. The Federal Reserve meets on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. That means the last day of the month, the Fed will come out with their statement for whether or not they're going to cut interest rates, and most likely they're going to give hints into when they'll cut interest rates. That's the highly expected September meeting. They skipped the month of August. Now that they meet the last week in July, 6 weeks out, they'll meet again. That'll be the next opportunity they have to cut interest rates, unless they come out with a surprise. We'll see. Shortly after that, the unemployment numbers come out on Friday as we get into the first week in August. So a lot of fireworks. Let's see as the markets start this week off improved, better interest rates, but really anticipating to see what the Fed's going to do before we make a move. So as we start this week off, the 10-year Treasury is down 2 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities up 2 basis points, right below a pivotal 4.17%. We can see going back 6 months that 4.17 has been tested just this last week, a couple weeks in July. And then we start this week off with the Fed meeting touching this level again. This has not been breached since back in March of this year as we look at the 6-month chart. So levels that we haven't seen since early January on the 10-year possible if we can break down below 417 this week. When we go back to the mortgage-backed securities, the mortgage-backed security prices work in the inverse as the interest rate. So the price the investor pays will go up as the interest rate the consumer falls. Same 6-month chart, we can see back earlier in July, we hit these highs, also that we hadn't seen since March of this year, hadn't breached really above this since February, end of January. So we are very hopeful that positive news this week from the Federal Reserve, at least hinting towards when the interest rate cuts will take place, could help us push higher and increase the mortgage-backed security prices, dropping consumer interest rates well into the mid-sixes. So we will wait and see what the Fed decides on Wednesday. Have a great week, and we'll come back to you next week with an update on how it looks in the near term, and really anticipate that in the month of August we could see interest rates start to fall in anticipation of the ultimate date that the Fed would likely cut interest rates in mid-September. Have yourself a great week.